Hi, friends. Welcome to Storytime with Nicole. I am so excited to share with you one of our favorite books, Caleb Koala's Comeback Ride. And this is our friend Caleb. So he'll join us today. Settle in, and let's get started. Caleb Koala ran after his friends. His foot didn't work quite right, so he was used to lagging behind. Caleb Koala was 9 years old and lived with his grandfather on a long dirt road. He had experienced some hard things, but he loved his life. He liked ice cream and bedtime stories and, oddly, green vegetables. He didn't like sitting still or staying indoors or being left out. His foot made it hard to keep up with his friends, but not when he was on his bike. He never felt more alive than when he raced over the road, enjoying God's creation. One day, while riding with the sun on his face, a tiny gray rabbit darted in front of Caleb Koala. He swerved to miss it and landed hard in a ditch. Suddenly, his wrist was throbbing. He carefully got back up, picked up his bike, and slowly walked it home. He told Grandpa what had happened. "Well, sport," Grandpa said, looking concerned. "I think we'd better get that checked out." They went to the nearby clinic. Unfortunately, Caleb's wrist was broken. As the doctor put a cast on it, she said, "You'll be as good as new in no time." But that day, everything changed. Caleb Koala's wrist started to heal, but he wasn't as good as new at all. In fact, he felt awful. He was afraid of getting hurt again. He decided he was a koala who just didn't ride bikes. But now he couldn't keep up with his friends, which meant he was also becoming a sad and lonely koala. One day, Caleb Koala was walking home from school and feeling very alone when he spotted a poster for a bike race. The prize was a Speedmaster 8000, his dream bike. He could go so fast on a bike like that. Even though he was a koala who didn't ride bikes anymore, he knew he had to at least try to win it. When he got home, Caleb Koala wrestled his creaky, dusty, lonely bike out of the garage. If he was going to win the race, he had to find the courage to get on it. He circled the bike and stared at it. He tapped the tires with a stick he'd found, crouched to look at the bike from every angle. He tried to summon up the courage, but he just couldn't bring himself to get on the bike. What if he got hurt again? Wise Grandpa Koala wandered out to the driveway and in his low, gentle voice asked, "What are you up to, sport?" Caleb didn't speak. "It's all right," Grandpa responded. "You don't have to say anything." They stood silently, looking at the dusty, creaky, lonely bike. Caleb spoke so quietly, Grandpa could hardly hear. "I saw a poster for a bike race, and I want to win, but I can't get back on my bike because I'm afraid. I'm just a failure." "I can tell you're feeling scared," said Grandpa slowly. "I can understand that. This is a hard thing. But I seem to remember some other times when you overcame a challenge. That doesn't sound like a failure to me." "I don't remember any," grumbled Caleb Koala. "Well, that's why I'm here to remind you," replied Grandpa. "When you were just a little baby koala, you had to learn to walk on your own. It took months of trying and falling and hanging on to me, but you eventually did it. You are not a failure. You can do hard things because God made you an overcomer." Caleb Koala was listening intently. "What's an overcomer?" asked Caleb Koala. Grandpa responded, "An overcomer is someone who faces hard things but keeps trying and never gives up. They bounce back, even when they experience tough obstacles." Caleb Koala nodded. "And do you remember learning your letters?" asked Grandpa. Caleb Koala nodded. "It took lots of practice, but I kept trying and asking for help, and then eventually I got it." "Because God made you an overcomer," said Grandpa. "And when I was learning to tie my shoes, I wasn't very good at it. I would get all tied up in knots. You helped me, and now I tie my shoes every day. I can do hard things because God made me an overcomer." Caleb Koala was silent for a moment. "Grandpa," he asked, looking up, "do you really think I can ride my bike, even though I'm a little afraid?" "Absolutely," Grandpa answered. "And you don't have to do it alone because God is always with you. When you are afraid, you can ask Him for help. He walks with us through hard things." "And God gave you me," he stated. "I'm here to help too. God gave us each other, and we're overcomers together. If you're ready to hop back on that bike, I'm here to help." Grandpa held the bike steady. Caleb Koala stood silent for a moment. He didn't really feel like an overcomer, but he trusted Grandpa Koala, and he trusted God. Then he took a deep breath and walked slowly toward his bike. He carefully climbed on and grabbed the handlebars. "God made me an overcomer, and I can do this," whispered Caleb Koala. While Grandpa held on, Caleb Koala began slowly pedaling the bike. He wobbled, almost fell, and looked worriedly at Grandpa Koala. He wanted to quit, but he knew what he had to do. "It's okay. Try again," Grandpa insisted. Caleb Koala tried again, pedaling slowly at first, then faster and faster until he was racing down the road and feeling the wind in his hair. "Grandpa," he called, "I'm an overcomer." "Yes, you are, Caleb Koala," Grandpa shouted, smiling. "God made us overcomers together." Caleb Koala knew that no matter what obstacles lay ahead, God had made him strong enough to conquer them, one pedal at a time.